this is Kirti, your Python trainer for this particular course, and today we are going to study something known as TryExcept clause, right? So basically in the last lecture, we have basically studied that we are not able to convert a string to an integer format or a float format, right? It was showing us an error. But now we are able to convert the string to an integer using the TryExcept clause. Let me show you that how can we do this, right? TryExcept clause is basically is mainly used only when we are converting some string to an integer part, right? Or whenever we are going to have some of the conditions in which we are going to use try or except, then we are also use it. Let's show you by taking some example. See, I have a particular variable that is ASTR, and this ASTR is basically using hello Bob, right? Hello Bob is the particular string, right? And that is converted into a variable that is ASTR. So here in the next line, I have a try clause. Try convert the ASTR value to integer format, right? Because in the next line, we'll convert it ASTR to integer format, right? Because I have convert ASTR variable, which is the string format, and I am converting it into the integer format, then it will get stored it into the ISTR. And if that particular function is not running, like I'm not able to convert hi Bob into the integer format, which I will not be able to do so because it is not containing numeric format value. So it will skip the try clause and it will go into the except clause, and it will give -1 to the value that is to the ISTR. So ISTR will basically get the value of -1, right? So in the next line, it will be printing first, then ISTR. Now we actually know that ASTR, because it was hello Bob, it is not containing any numeric character, right? Because it is containing any numeric character. So if we won't be able to convert it into integer format. So if we are not able to convert it into integer format, what it will do, it will move on to the except clause and then the program will continue after it, right? So it will print the first and then it will print ISTR, that is first -1, because -1 is the value which is assigned to the variable ISTR, right? And then we have ASTR equal to 123, right? If I have basically converted 123, which is basically a string over here because it is having the string value because it is enclosed in the single quote, so it's a string, and ASTR is getting the value that is 123 as a string. Now, what I am going to show you that in the same value ASTR, we are going to try to convert it. Try will basically try to convert this string format into the integer format. So now you would be able to convert the string format into the integer format because it is containing the numeric part, right? It is not containing the alphabetical order, it is containing the numeric part. So ASTR will get converted into the integer format that is equal to 123. So ISTR will basically get the value that is 123. So because here in this type, the try is basically working, right? We have no problem in converting 123 into the integer format, right? So it will basically just skip the except clause and it will move on to the next line and then it will print second, that is ISTR, which is nothing but 123. So we'll get the answer as second 123. So the output of the program would be first -1 and then second 123, right? So here what I'm trying to say that whenever we have to use TryExcept clause, only one of them would be used. Like in if else, there would be if else is used, then if will not be used, and if else is used, then else will get skipped. In the similar manner, in TryExcept clause too, if try is used, then it will just skip the except clause and it will move after the particular program, right? And then if you have no problem in running the try clause, then it will not go to the except clause. It will not drop down to the error, right? So when the second execution succeeds, then it will succeed the except clause and the program continues. Because here in this case, my ISTR means TryExcept execution succeeds because we are able to convert string into the integer format. So it will actually succeed and then program will get continued, right? Let's move on to the next example so as to get a more clear idea about it. So it's my second example, and here what I have done is I have a particular variable that is str. It is equal to input, enter a number, right? So in enter the number, it is a string, and because we know that input function is always going to be return me a string, right? So raw str will get the value which is entered by the user in the form of string, and then I provided try clause so as to convert my raw str into the integer format, right? And that particular string which is entered by the user, that is now converted into the int, and then it is assigned to the variable that is ival. And then what I have done, because we have no problem here in converting the string into the integer, then it will just skip the except command. It will run out after the if block, and if ival is greater than 0, let us suppose the number which is entered by the user, that is in the numeric format, because it's basically a string, so we have to convert it into integer format using the TryExcept clause. So using try, we are able to convert string into the integer only if the string is containing the numeric format, right? So in this case, what I have done, I have shown the output, like if the user has entered 8. So if the user has entered 8, it will basically get converted into the integer format, because 8 is nothing but a numeric part. So it will, because try is running properly over here, we have no problem in running it. Escape the except clause. Then it will go to the next line. It will go to the next line, and then it will say if ival is greater than 0, because 8 is greater than 0, then it will be printing nice work. On the other hand, if the user is basically entering the number 8 in the alphabetical format, right? So because the user is entering the number 8 in the alphabetical order, then we are not able to convert that alphabetical order in the numeric format using try clause. So it will just skip the try clause. It will go to the drop down except clause. And here what happened, that -1 is assigned to the variable ival, right? Now ival is negative. No, next is we go to the next line, it will say ival is greater than 0, which is not possible because -1 is not greater than 0. So it will automatically go to the else clause, and then it will say print not a number. So here we are getting the output that is not a number. So I hope you're understanding TryExcept clause. Hi guys, how are you? Hope you're doing really well. This is Kirti. And now we are going to implement whatever we have started in the TryExcept clause, right? So here I have taken a particular variable that is num, and that is from the user, it's getting the data that is into the number, right? I am trying that there is a particular variable ival, and it is assigning the value of num in the integer format. Like if a particular user has entered the data in the form of a string which is containing the numeric format, it would be able to convert it into the integer format, okay, using the type conversion method. And then we'll basically print conversion successful, right? Perfect. And if it is not able to do so, then what it will do, it will just assign -1 to ival, right? Now I am putting if else clause, like if ival is greater than 0, then what it's going to do, it's basically printing me that nice work, right? Else it will basically print me not a number, right? Because what I have just shown you that particular program which I have already taught you in the last lecture. I have already said you that the number is basically assigned the value of enter number in the string format, and this try is going to convert the string format into the integer format, right? And then the except is going to only be valid if the try clause is not running or there is some problem in the try clause. And then if ival would be greater than 0, it would be any number, then it would be printing nice work. But if it is -1, then it will print not a number, right? So let's save it, and now let's run it in our command prompt. So I have stored it into Python file. And now I'm writing it try.py. So enter a number. Let's suppose I have entered 6. So it says conversion successful. Then it says nice work, right? But if I have written, let's suppose the user has entered hello. So it is printing me not a number, right? So it is not able to convert it into the integer format because it's a string format, right? So it's not able to do so. It will actually print me not a number because ival would be negative in this case. Ival would be assigned with a value of -1. Now let's suppose that there is a particular number and that ival is getting the value of 4 divided by 2, right? And now what I have done, I have basically just printing that particular division, like what that division would be. So now instead of conversion successful, I will write division successful, right? And then in the except clause, I have done -1. If ival is greater than 0, then I want to know the answer. So the answer is, and the answer would be ival, right? Otherwise, not divided, right? And I have a particular variable that is ival, and that ival is equal to 4 divided by 2, right? Which will give me the output that is 2.0. We know that, right? Because any integer division actually gives us floating point number. We have already started earlier, right? So it will basically print me division successful first, and then it will print me answer is 2.0, right? So let's save that file, and now we'll run it using the command prompt, and let's see what happens. So perfect, wonderful. The answer is division successful, and it will giving me answer is 2.0, right? But अगर हमारे पास यहाँ पर आ जाता है 4 divided by 0, right? What it is showing me now? It's saying me that it is not divided by, because 4 divided by 0 is not defined, right? So ival is getting the value of -1. So if ival is getting the value of -1, so it will move on to the else block. It will print me not divided, right? It will just skip the try clause right now. So here we now note about the comparisons, about the operators. We already know about the conditions. We have started if else clause. We have started TryExcept clause. So I expect that everything has been clear till now, and hope you like it. See you in the next week, where we are going to study more about the loops. We are going to study more about the functions, in which we are basically making our program more better, because in the live projects, whatever we do, basically most of the questions come from loops, from functions, which is a very important part of Python program language, right? So I expect you to all be there, and see you in the next lecture, guys. Take care. Bye bye.